welcome back to our podcast, Good Deeds Real Estate with a Mission. I'm Nicole Quinn with the Fine Homes Group at Keller Williams, here with Bill Weidecker, also of Fine Homes Group and Keller Williams.
Howdy.
Howdy. So, Bill, we're going to talk a little bit about interest rates and how they're affecting the market today.
Yeah, it's interesting because of all of the property owners that have mortgages out there. Recent research has told us what I think, when we look at it's pretty interesting. 26% of the mortgage holders out there have interest rates at 3% or less.
Mm-hmm.
So one in four mortgagors have got a mortgage at 3% or less. That's impressive. Then here's the other part of it, and that is 46% have got a mortgage between 3 and 4%. So that's almost half.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, 71% of the mortgagors out there have got a mortgage at 4% or less.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like handcuffed to their mortgage, because now with mortgages in the high 7s, low 8, they're like, I don't want to trade that mortgage for another mortgage.
Yeah.
And here's the other interesting part of it is we've noticed we look at the realtors publish some really good information, and they publish on a weekly and monthly basis. And what we're finding now is cash purchases have ticked up. They're almost 30% of the sales out there are paying cash.
Makes sense.
Well,
from what? Do you know?
What's that?
Up from how much?
Usually around 25%.
Okay,
So it's ticked up a bit.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can attribute that to, if you think about it, is people that have the cash. Here's what they're saying. They're saying, well, in a low interest rate market, they're like, well, it's a low interest rate, I'll get a mortgage.
Yeah.
In a higher interest rate market, they're like, I can pay cash.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
Right.
I think what we're going to see now is people are going to start to look at other products out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to look at maybe a long-term adjustable where I can fix my rate for 3 years or 5 years and then wait for interest rates in the hope that they're going to simmer down. While I believe that to be the case, I would never guarantee that to anybody.
Right.
I do think that the market typically, let's take interest rates out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say interest rates wouldn't matter. The only people that you would remove out of the marketplace are those that are willing to speculate because the rates are so low and I can always move and prices are going up and up and I can always move. And so there are some people that just love to move. Those people in this market, while they may love to move for no reason other than that, are not moving. All of the other reasons start to play back into reality. And so people that inherit property, they don't want the property. So death has caused an inheritance and they say, well, I don't need it, let's sell it. That's still the case, okay? Divorces, as tough as that may be to deal with, people sell real estate because they no longer want to own the property together, and they can't own it alone. Yeah. Disability, I need a house all on one level, or I no longer can care for the property. That's true. Downsizing. So there are people that own their house, don't care about a mortgage, and they say, you know what, I don't need the big house and I don't want to pay all this money in taxes and maintenance, and I'm still going to sell regardless. I'm going to sell for cash and buy for cash. The other side of downsizing is upsizing. Diapers. I've got a ton of grandchildren. I have a ton of children, and they can't all live in one bedroom. And I'm going to bite the bullet. Now they don't do that immediately, but over time they start to say, it doesn't matter what the rates are. I'm going to figure out a way to do it. I think what's going to happen with the current rate market is you're going to see a stalling in terms of price. Mm-hmm. In some parts of the country, they're going to go backwards. I don't think that'll happen in New England, but keep this in mind. If inflation is 3 or 4 or 5% and prices go up 1 or 2%, they've actually gone down in value.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, because over time, when you couple that with 5-6 years of very low appreciation, the market starts to equalize again. Mm-hmm. And I do believe we're going to see that. Having been through these kind of markets, changing markets, there's always a lot of uncertainty, followed by a lot of people that just say, I'm going to get on with my life. Yeah. And we're seeing that happening now we'll just see it happening in larger numbers.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, if the market does float back to, the mortgage market does float back into the fives, let's say, think about all those people that are on the sidelines.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? We may see a flood of inventory or a flood of buyer and seller activity all over again. So it's hard to know where this market's going to go. Just know that you want to make sure you have a professional, not somebody that's telling you, oh, take this move, and so the market's going to come down in a year. I don't know that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much. That was very, very informative as always.
I feel like I'm always talking too much.
I think that you have a lot to share because you've been doing this for a very long time. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's what we're gonna go with.
Thank you. I feel better.
Thank you very much for watching. As always, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on your favorite podcast platform.